your girl Era Rose and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm just going to go right into it. I wanted to get this video up to you as quickly as possible, so I'm actually doing this as I'm getting ready to go work some flights, okay? American Airlines is hiring. Just to be very clear, I do not work for American Airlines. I'm just providing these alerts. I've gotten more and more notifications from y'all that y'all want these alerts, and so here you go. Here's some information that you need to know about the airline, about the application process, and how you need to put your application in now if you have any desire to be a flight attendant in 2024. Okay. So, applications are currently open. I will have the link to the application in the description box. Please understand that flight attendant applications are very time sensitive and you never know how long they're going to be open for. Even if American isn't maybe your dream carrier, it is still worth it to apply. Because in the process of interviewing, you might realize that there are certain things that you didn't know that make you like that specific carrier more, or just be able, if you have no clue where you want to fly at, starting at a mainline like American is great. So American is a legacies or the big three or mainlines or Delta, American, and United. And so if you go directly into any of those, that is always great, especially if mainline and flying international is one of your biggest goals. I've said before that you should kind of figure out why you want to be a flight attendant. If you want a flexible schedule, then another airline might be better for you. If you're doing it because you want to fly international, then some airlines might be better for you. So figure out like what you want to do kind of within your career as a flight attendant, and that will kind of help you kind of decipher what airline is best for you. And I also have a video about which airline is best for you that you can take a look at after this. All right, so to apply for American, you have to be at least 20 years old, not 21, but 20. So for those that aren't quite there yet, you can still apply. If you are still working on your resume, make sure that you have any customer service, volunteer work, hospitality work included on your resume, and make sure that you look at the job description specifically and use some of those key phrases, because your resume is probably going to go through like a computerized system. It's not like someone's looking at everybody's application, and if you have some of those keywords, it's likely that it'll keep or push your application to go further. Make sure that you mention anything within safety. Definitely have safety, the word safety, used in multiple sentences on your resume. If you speak any other languages, as I believe this isn't a specific LOTO or language speaking opening. If you speak multiple languages, that is always a facet. Even if they're not hiring for it at that specific moment, you can still include it and possibly be something that you test through later in your career at the airline so that you can work flights that are beneficial to that language. Other requirements for American are that you must be able to pass a drug test, you must be able to pass a TSA fingerprinting background check. That's standard across every single airline, not even just mainlines, but every single airline. You cannot have any visible tattoos in your uniform, and you can only have one earring per ear. And so even if you have multiple piercings like I do, at least when you go to your interview processes and you're going through training, make sure that you cover all those things up, okay? So if you have like a hand tattoo or something, every day of training, which will be 6.5 weeks in Dallas, Texas, cover it up. Only wear one earring, like just follow their guidelines if that's who you want to work for. Just simple. You must have a GED or high school diploma. You do not need any higher education. Your height and weight are not specified. There are no specific height or weight requirements. It'll probably be typical to where you might have a reach test to where you need to make sure you can close the overhead bins though. And then you just got to be like a palm tree is what we used to say in training. You got to just be able to go with the wind and go with the flow, and just be flexible. So those are certain things that are requirements in order to even get the job. Starting pay is around $30 and some change. I'll try to put it up on the screen to let you know the exact starting pay right now. They are going through contract negotiations like the most of us. And so the pay will increase. Don't let that be like the biggest factor for you. Minimum guarantee, I believe that their guarantee, like if you're on reserve, their guarantee is 71 hours. And so if you multiply that by 30 and some change, then that will be like your monthly salary if you didn't pick up anything or anything. I will have to double check this, but I believe you can pick up out of base at American. And so if that is something that is going to be a big issue for you, that's maybe worth thinking about. The title of the position on the website is flight attendant trainee. That's what you are going to apply to. Right now it says Dallas, but they're going to place you at whatever base is needed. That's just their hub, and so that's where they're going to put the applications like location for the moment. But you can be based at any of their bases, and once you're in the system, obviously you can transfer. Charlotte is a huge base for them, Miami is a huge base for them, Dallas obviously is a huge base for them, and they have plenty more. I might be able to list all of their bases here for you. American's messaging is really big on respect and safety, so if you can use those keywords in your resume at this point because you're just applying, then do so. But definitely once you get into the interview process, you are going to want to use those key phrasing. American is like your all-American airline, you know, they care about moving people from one place to another safely and in comfort. Able to do the interview, then you're definitely going to want to check their messaging, their key principles, and just the background of the airline. If you want prep before your interview, you can book a call with me, a one-on-one, and I will be able to help you get through your interview process. American typically does a group interview, a group virtual interview, and then past that, typically you will go to your face-to-face. Typically, you will first go to a virtual group interview. I recently put up a video about how to be a flight attendant in 2024, and I spoke kind of about group virtual interviews. And so with those, you're typically given one question amongst the other 15 or 20 people that are on the call. You're going to answer that one question, but your camera needs to be on the entire time, and you need to be smile and be prepared for your question. You don't know what your question is going to be, but just be able to answer it most likely in star format. If you want more about the star format, you can either leave a comment in the comment section for me to dive more into that, especially in our industry, or again, you can always book a call with me. In all honesty, application and hiring is slowing down a little bit. I'm not saying it's impossible because obviously one just opened up. Because there was such a hiring frenzy about 1.5 to 2 years ago, a lot of the airlines have picked up on a lot of the flight attendants that they lost during the panorama. And so because of that, when airlines have their applications open, you do really want to take advantage of it right now. And like I said, you never know how long these applications are going to be open for. So as soon as you see the alert, go ahead, make a profile, and go ahead and apply. Even though you are guaranteed on reserve the 71 hours, that is considered full-time. Their reserve system is a little bit different, and you are kind of indefinitely on reserve. It is base dependent, and so sometimes it's worth commuting to some people in order to have higher seniority and so that they are not indefinitely on reserve basically. But if you know you want to be at a specific base so you don't have to commute, that may be one of the factors that you have to think about. Again, they are in contract negotiations, and so there could be changes to their reserve system. And again, they will definitely end up leaving this contract making more money. So if the starting rate of, I think it's 30.25, 1 second. 30.35, and that's not including per diem, okay? It'd be like discouraging for that if that seems low to you, with it being like by itself 30.35 isn't like on a 40-hour week, obviously isn't bad at all, but seeing as how that's not how we work, maybe that is a significant salary cut for you, so it's just something to keep in mind. Training is going to be 6.5 weeks. It is unpaid. I believe some meals are paid for, and your accommodations, obviously your hotel and your transportation there and back, are covered. So that is something to keep in mind. I know there's a lot of people that I've spoken to that are hesitant to get into the career because of the training process, because they may not feel like they have enough saved up to not work or like leave whatever career they're working in now for 6.5 weeks, which honestly is completely understandable. If you have any support that is able to help you during that time, or you have any savings that can help you during that time, if this really is the career that you want, that's probably the best advice that I can give. But like I said, it's completely understandable that you do hold off. You have to figure out where you are financially and if it's the most sustainable thing for you to do at this time. At American, you will get a 401k, you will get full health benefits. It is a career that you can be at, full blown as an adult, obviously, with a family and so on. I just have to say, if you want to be a flight attendant, I really feel like you should put in an application. I'm very happy to be a flight attendant. I'm very thankful for my career. I'm even happy for the time that I spent at regional. Okay, and with that, I wish y'all the best of luck. If you put in your application, do feel free to let me know and keep me updated. You can always send me an email to keep me updated. I actually love to hear from y'all and hear when you get a CJO. If you'd like to book a one-on-one with me to get ready for interviews, if you get over to that next step, please feel free to book through the link in the description box as well to do a one-on-one call. As I always say, if you don't get it this time, please keep applying. If you know this is the career that you want, please keep applying, okay? And with training, it is not that difficult, y'all. I promise. They want you to be a flight attendant for them. If you get the CJO and you make it all the way to training, they line out everything for you. All you have to do is follow the path to success. That's literally what I say all the time. It's not that bad, y'all. Best of luck. I have to go work 3 flights now, so bye.